In 2001, Chunsoft released its fourth new Shiren the Wanderer game on the Game Boy Color. It was titled Fushuki no Dungeon Furai no Shiren Sapaku no Majo, otherwise known in the West as Mystery Dungeon Shiren the Wanderer, Demon Castle in the Desert. Another Japanese roguelike, Demon Castle in the Desert followed the same formula as its predecessors, strategic dungeon crawling to avoid permadeath. For the series up to this point, Chunsoft had already rebalanced the difficulty from the first game. Weapons were now limited on the total number of melts or attributes. In addition, the abilities and stats on some monsters were enhanced. For fanatics of Japanese roguelikes, Demon Castle in the Desert did not disappoint in its difficulty. Unfortunately, the game for the Game Boy Color never made it to North America. However, the series was resurrected in 2006, when the first Shiren game on the Super Famicom was ported on the Japanese and Western Nintendo DS. Because the game sold well enough in Japan, Sega also decided to publish a remake of Demon Castle in 2008, 7 years after its original release on the Game Boy Color. The game was enhanced to fit dual screens and fitted with 3 new dungeons, but no release for North America was ever announced. A few fans in the West decided to translate part of the game anyway, although the project may no longer be active. The game is still playable at this point. For now, let's demonstrate one of the remake's 3 new dungeons, the Mammal Cave. First time playing this dungeon, it lasts only 30 floors and we must escort the Borg Mammal, our friend from the first DS game, to fight the final boss. If our Borg Mammal friend never dies, we fail. After clearing it the first time, the dungeon expands to 99 floors. Escorting the Borg Mammal is no longer required, and the same tough boss waits for us. Let's fight the boss, Jello 2 Mammal. With double speed and attack, this monster can deal 120 damage per turn. In Demon Castle in the Desert, the Sloth Staff from the first game no longer appears, probably because of its brokenness. Poison herbs still exist, so we can lower its speed by 1 level in addition to cutting its strength in half. While it still has double speed, it now attacks only once per round. Right now we have a shield with the counter meld, which originates from the Spike Ward. The extra passive damage is particularly useful against bosses, while the counter meld returns 25% of melee damage. We need as much help as we can get, as this mammal has 500 HP. One new change from the first DS game, healing or chiropractic jars are no longer pressed. Instead, a sacrifice item must be inserted into the jar for healing. This new mechanic makes inventory management more difficult. To counter this, we have cheap individual arrows as an item. For defeating this boss, we obtained a Mammal Shield, possibly the best shield in the game. In its final form, the shield has the highest defense and maximum melting slots. Now let's take a look at the shield. The Mammal Shield can be upgraded 99 times and has 10 melting slots, denoted by those empty circles. So we can't have all of Anti-Hunger, Rust-Proof, and other melts for now. There's supposed to be an item that can double the number of slots though. Downstairs from the spawn point, we also see him again. Yep, Pakichi reappears in this game. But he's actually competent. He never complains about hunger and fights like a tank. Oryu the Blinding Woman from the first game is also here as well, but Kechi the Masseur is nowhere to be seen. But that's all for this preview of Mystery Dungeon Shiren the Wanderer, Demon Castle in the Desert. For those who are going to play this game, good luck.